Welcome to Conversations with Haych. I have one of my, she's number one. She's one of very few worship leaders that I know every single time that they sing, they bring heaven down. Almost 1 million streams on Spotify. She's a DJ on her days off. Fashionista, my sister, Miss Becca Folkes.
So, hey, if someone comes along and changes the last name, then hey.
So how do you sift through all these, I can imagine you get some dry-headed brothers coming into I can imagine you get some dry-headed brothers who come into who come into your DMs like, I saw you ministering at this event,
Not as often as people think,
Really?
Not like on approach, they're like,
Not on a let's have Bible study.
Whoa.
12 midnight.
No, that will get left at sea. No reply. You find that people's motives are kind of made clear very quickly.
You can see it.
So, when a guy is your dog, you can, perfect example, this one here. There weren't no ulterior motives. He came and he was bro from the start.
Broski.
And I was like, that's my guy.
Because you knew. You could tell.
I can see.
But then there's dry-headed brothers.
But then there's a few.
Dry-headed brothers.
Then there's a few. I'm not going to insult today, fam. It's him saying it. There are the few that over time it just shows and you're just you have to throw in a few more bros or mates in there. Thanks, friend.
Thanks, broski.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, bro.
So
how you doing, bro?
Yeah, because some girls like it, but the attention thing really creeps me out sometimes. So I'm just like, thank you. Just a little bit But hey, kudos if you like that. Me.
Okay, let's move past that. Obviously, we're waiting on God. Because I was going to ask another question, but
as I said, I'm an open book to ask.
Do you feel like you've met the guy that you're meant to be with? Shall I let's move on. So, okay.
You know what? I think I'd already know him.
Really?
I have a feeling that it's someone I have already...
You see when this goes out, yeah? You see when this goes out?
That's fine.
Man, I'm gonna be like, it's not me, I don't know. So man, I'm gonna be like...
As I said, I feel like...
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I feel like I already know the person. Not who it is, but I feel like I already have rapport with him. So we'll see what God is saying, fam. Well, now my husband could be from Australia or Finland. Hey, we don't know.
Finland.
Yeah.
Don't know.
So I'm just submitted to what God wants to do. Amen, amen, amen.
New language in that. Praise God. So let's talk about Becca, the gospel artist. How did you find that transition from being a worship leader to being a gospel artist?
It was weird.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird because I had no prior experience. Before I met my first manager, Adrian Moore, I didn't know what my sound was. I didn't know what my vibe was. And I'm super grateful for him because he helped me find that and kind of distinguish that on the journey we had together as manager and artist.
Yeah.
So, it was weird, the whole recording stuff. I'd never been in a studio like that before. So it was weird. It really was.
Yeah.
I'm not ever going to lie about that. But I learned quickly.
Yeah,
before long, I was in the full swing of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, the gospel industry in the UK, it isn't as big as the one in the US. So you could have a track come out in the US that could, same track could come out in the UK. Does that affect how you do the whole gospel artist thing? Because not that but you're not guaranteed to have that. Does that affect you? Does that put any doubt in your mind? And how do you deal with that? Talk the truth. The truth.
I feel like, could we get more support from the UK? Absolutely. Just in terms of streams, purchases, the reposting of our stuff, even that makes the difference. Just a repost, because there's a lot of followers you have that I don't. And so they can see that, be like, oh, who's that? And then before you know it, do you know what I mean? But do I feel as if all of us are marketing ourselves right? No. I still feel that there's room for artist development with, you know.
What would you say is the most important improvement that needs to be made generally?
I think for the consumer, so the market we're trying to kind of thrive in, we just need the support. Like, there's no formula, there's no trick. We need your support, simply put. And for the artist who's releasing the material, we need to have excellence. We have to uphold a standard, not just in the music, the mix, the mastering, but even the branding, like the image, you know, like it's cool, but is it memorable? Will we remember, like, yeah, when you're gone, will we be like, yeah, she was da-da-da, he was da-da-da?
And it's a representation of what are you representing?
Exactly. And I feel like if you're coming into this trying to be a UK version of something, you've already failed. And you need to go back to the drawing board and see what your real intentions are. But if you're coming in this because you believe God is giving you a sound and you've been commissioned to go forward and do what God's called you to do, aye, do it, but do it well. Enough of the so. Like, if we're gonna do this, let's do this.
Enough of
no more poppy show stuff.
Enough of the rubbish.
Enough
of the rubbish. There's more than enough talent in the UK, I feel, anyway.
Definitely.
But it's whether the strive and the drive is there to want to produce something that's excellent. But then what happens with the consumer is that they're getting patient. So it's like, oh, you haven't released nothing in 2 months.
Yeah.
It's been 2 months.
2 months, yeah.
But so in terms of doubt, though, have you ever had doubt in terms of doing the gospel artist side? Like, it's not reaping the rewards that I hoped it would.
Oh, of course, you know, the market here, the gospel market in the UK, in terms of just like percentage and how visible it is, it's nothing compared to the US.
Yeah.
And we have to remember that they're the founding fathers in this. You know, we were listening to their stuff long before we were doing our own stuff over here. So sometimes it's like, gotta get a little side thing, you know, all that kind of stuff, which I recommend anyway. But I'm more confident now because I know that when you've been called to something, there's no way you could fail in it. As long as you're putting your best foot forward, there's no way. So I don't feel like that anymore. I haven't felt like that in a while.
Yeah.
I'm very sure that I will see this thing through, and there will be a very visible stability that will come from it, like from rights and you know, royalties, residuals, all them kind of things there. So, and I plan on like writing for other people as well eventually in my journey. So all of that stuff helps, you know. So I don't feel doubt, I don't feel fear, I don't question whether or not I'm supposed to stay in gospel or go secular. I'm staying gospel. That's just that.
So what advice would 24-year-old Becca give young, short hair, just starting out, Becca Folkes, and why? Worship leader, just about to be a gospel artist. What advice would 24-year-old Becca give her?
Don't feel some type of way when you're not meeting the mold other people have set for you. So when I first started out, all I would hear is, oh my gosh, you sound like a young Kiara Sheard, you sound like a young, sometimes I even got like little Mo, you know, but for the most part, I got Kiara Sheard, and I was like, I can't run like that, I can't riff like that, I don't have range like that, I don't have...
It's the genes.
Yeah, I don't have that. So I would literally get discouraged just because of the pressure of that.
Expectation.
Yeah. So I would say to her, cool laugh. Just be you, baby girl. Do your thing, fam.
It's coming.
Do your thing, fam. Do your thing.
So we talked about this at the beginning, in terms of what you went through at the start of, well, the early years.
Mm-hmm.
But then you've also got a 7-day devotional,
Mm-hmm.
a new version, the Bible app. Not everyone gets that, you know. It's a big thing, you know. So how did that, because it's about overcoming abuse,
Mm-hmm.
how did that come about? How did you get that opportunity? 'Cause I
At
remember
the
speaking to you about it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo,
Oh,
what?
yeah,
He was like,
yeah,
don't say, don't say too much, man.
Yeah,
So it's coming, you get your Bible app.
Yes, I remember. Yo, I remember that conversation. That is hilarious. At the time, I was working with the amazing Tash Ferguson from To Be Real. And at the time, is when I was kind of finding my voice, like, and my lane, my niche regarding just being an advocate for people with similar stories as me.
Yeah.
And she was just like, I'm gonna get you a YouVersion devotional. I said, all right. Cool. I mean, I was like, yeah. But in my head, I was like, girl, within no time, she was like, yeah, get the drafts into me, we'll edit it and then we'll send it through for them to put up. And like, she was
On it.
like that. And so that's how it came about. She definitely opened the doors for me in that regard. And it's been a blessing to people ever since. So she definitely pushed me though, because I wasn't on it.
Really?
Nah. With this writing stuff, I was like, yeah. But I'm grateful that she pushed me to do it.
Okay, that's good. So this is more like a generic question because you're an advocate for it. Do you think in the church, we do enough to support those who are victims of different types of abuse?
I feel like it's a general no.
Yeah.
Across the board, if we just put everything under one umbrella, no. I think we can do more, but I think we need to educate our leaders because a lot of leaders don't know or they've been through it themselves, and because they've been able to push past or move on, they don't get why others can't. And I feel like there should be room for counselling in the house. Like certified, qualified, educated Christian counsellors who are housed in the church and can provide services for those in the church.
Yeah.
And even those outside if they wanted to come in as well. But we need counselling that deals with the psyche, the mind, but from a Christian perspective, from the word, you know, too. So I feel like there's definitely room for churches to do more. How, I don't know, because it's dependent on the house.
Yeah.
And how far they are or how much value they place on that kind of stuff. But can we do more?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So there's a lot of people that look up to you for various different reasons, and they're on their Christian walk, on their Christian journey. What one piece of encouragement would you give to them?
Don't condemn yourself if you feel like your journey isn't moving the way it should or doesn't look the way it should. We often feel like it should just be like that if we were to put our Christian walk on paper. But in fact, it's always going to be like this, jagged edge. Let's get married kind of jagged edge, yeah? It's going to be
it's true.
up and down because we battle our carnal nature as well as trying to stay consistent spiritually. We battle emotions, we battle desires, you know, all that kind of stuff. And so it's going to be up and down, but I would beg people not to condemn themselves if they feel like it's not a perfect, smooth journey. It will never be. So just continue to walk with God, figure it out, have good friends around you, good counsel around you, and just keep growing. Don't ever stop moving. Don't ever stop moving.
What's the plan to 2020? What are you laughing, Becca?
New music, definitely. New music. Fingers crossed, launching some stuff.
Yeah.
Some stuff. And it's going to be a good year
Yeah.
for Becca Folkes.
Look out for that, people.
Look out for that.
New stuff.
New stuff.
Brand
I'm not
new.
going to say too much.
Never done before.
You'll see it soon.
Never done before.
Hey.
Never done
Trying
before.
to secure the land.
Never done before.
We're trying to secure the land. By God's grace.
Never done before. I'll just let you know. Last one. What encouragement would you give to yourself with where you're at now in life?
That's a very, very good question.
Thank you.
Cool off. Stop stressing. Like, cool off. And if your mind is just going crazy with what needs to be done, deadlines that you want to meet, ask people for help. Stop trying to man this thing on your own.
On your ones.
Cool.
Jack Jones.
No man is an island. Do you get it? So my advice to me right now is just breathe, cool off, take your time, ask for help. People are there for a reason, to help you just as you help them. So #cool off.
#cool off. Becca Folkes, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
It's been Conversations with Haych with the amazing Becca Folkes. I don't know why she's doing that.
Because he's amazing too.
Thank you. See you later.